The Viking Rannsaka darts range is a part of the Shot November 2023 launcher available now. I'll be doing an in-depth review of both the soft tip and steel tip variations. The Viking Rannsaka model is a new take on the beloved Shot Viking series. I would say this new edition is an elongated version of the Viking Berserker model. Longer, slimmer, and different milling in the front and rear. Alright, let's go to a close-up of the barrels and then I'll do some throwing action of each type. The soft tip and the steel tip versions differ in overall length, the middle section, and the nose profile. So the steel tip variation has 5 decorative bands in the center, compared to the soft tip's 4 bands, giving the steel more length in the middle. It's also longer in the rear, as you can see, and definitely longer in the front with that sleek taper into the decorative steel point. Okay, let's talk about milling. Starting in the rear, we have the widest diameter, a unique section for rear grippers. You have not only those radial bands offset by little axial cuts. If you look very closely, there are tiny micro grooves within the silver sections. So then we move on to the center, what Shot calls, I think, a shield grip, offering the most aggressive texture since each silver section has a divot in them and lots of decorative milling. The center has a slight taper, and then finally in the front we see a more prominent taper towards the point, copying the same milling as the rear for the exception of those micro grooves. So the front is definitely the smoothest section. Overall, we give the Viking Rannsaka range a grip intensity of 3.5 out of 5. Tons of milling up and down, not too much around for those that coil unless you grip in the center, which is definitely the most aggressive section all around. Alright, let's go on to some throwing action. Alright, we're shooting the 18-gram fully assembled Viking Rannsaka barrels, and I'm going to hold in the rear for this entire game of 501. So far, I do like the milling in the back. It's a little subtle, aggressive. I also like the opportunity of having a carrot-shaped barrel, which you don't often see, a rear-weighted dart. That's why I'm choosing to throw in the rear first. Oh, I didn't take back all the way. Oof, 82 is a fun one. I'll pretend like my opponent's on a checkout. Let's see if we can clean house. A little high. I'm corner double all day. All right, one more game of 501, and then we'll go on to the steel. Now I'm going to hold in the center in the more aggressive shield grip. It'll take me a second to get used to that. Wrong way. I know we can do better here. There we go. Taking me a second to adjust to the more aggressive grip, but I feel like I've got the form down now. Called it, sorta. There's only one way to do that. 140. I was pretty proud of that single pie 20. When it's kind of in the middle of the big pie, I feel like people don't practice that enough. My coach used to always tell me to throw 9 darts into one cricket segment, and if you aren't able to do that, you shouldn't be throwing at the trebles to begin with. Oof, really low. Can we survive? The classic, that's why they give you 3. Now shooting the 22-gram Viking Rannsaka steel tip darts. Ooh, oh, it fell onto the other side. That was holding in the rear. Now let's try holding into the shield grip in the center. I think I prefer the rear. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to hold right between the shield grip and the rear, because I think that's ideal for me. Yeah, it already feels so much better. Oh geez, what did we do? We did a $140. Cool, now that we got that figured out, let's hop on down to the bullseyes. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. I want to practice around the 19s as well for the checkout that we have picked out today. Wrong way. That's better. Oh, those really grip in there. That textured point. Okay, oh my god. We have a suggestion of a 132, which is just ridiculous. I think a few people have suggested that, of course. I'm going to do 3 attempts to hit it on the first try. I can guarantee I won't, but it's fun to try. Can't do it until you try. Bullseye first, of course. Oh. No. So that's a bunk attempt. Oh my gosh, if only I had hit the treble 19, it would have been fine. But anyways, that was the first attempt and we failed, so here goes attempt number 2. Damn, again with the miss on the 19. All right, ladies and gents, third and final attempt at the 132. I guess it's time to go home and cry. All right, you guys, final thoughts on the Shot Viking series Rannsaka model. It's a good option for middle grippers who are looking for something a little aggressive that can be distinguishable from the rest of the barrel, but this dart is clearly designed for rear grippers as it is rear weighted, and especially on the steel tip variation with the carroty taper, carrot-shaped dart. A lot of people that grip in the rear don't have a whole lot of options like this out in the market, so it's really cool to see this. The soft tip side is kind of there. You know, you're losing out on the carroty taper a little bit, but it's still rear weighted, so that's super rare in my opinion in terms of darting industry on the soft tip side. But overall, people with a really widespread grip could also take advantage of this, that rest all 5 fingers along the barrel. And it's a really badass looking design with milling all throughout, but it's still got a touch of softness to it, not as aggressive as it looks compared to other barrels that have tons of cuts and milling all throughout. So overall, I think a really nice choice for your middle to rear grip option. That concludes the in-depth review of the Viking Rannsaka range. You can purchase these darts on our website, a2zdarts.com. Just look for the links in the description. And if you like this darts-themed Winter Wonderland ugly sweater jersey, you can custom order one of those over at our apparel website, magicwear.com. All right, I hope you all enjoyed this review and the rest of the November 2023 launch. Thanks for watching.